Hi, it's me again, and campaign group Silver Voices really are fighting the good fight for the OAPs and the reinstatement of the free TV licences for them. They're really going to bat for you oldies out there, aren't they? And I think they must have a friend of the Express because they get a lot of coverage in the Express, to Dennis Reed of Silver Voices, and good for him because it keeps it in the news and it keeps people talking about it, and that's the best way to win the fight, isn't it? Let's take a look at this story together as always. We'll have a bit of a chat about it, shall we? Suspend cruel visits by licence fee snoopers, OAPs tell BBC. Director General Tim Davey was told some TV licensing officials have turned up at the homes of pensioners without masks and have failed to observe social distancing. But the corporation is continuing its so-called customer care visits to senior citizens who have refused to pay the £159 a year charge since it was introduced last summer. Silver Voices director Dennis Reed said, "It is unconscionable that the BBC intends to plough ahead with its cruel visits to vulnerable people just before Christmas." You know, these visits are shocking, full stop. If you haven't seen it already, I've got a video, I'll put a link below, right, of one of these TV licence enforcement officers, as they call themselves, we call them goons or bloomin' salesmen, getting a door closed in his face in a polite manner, as is the homeowner's right to do, and him kicking off and swearing straight at him. Bad swearing as well, not even the funny swearing, it's bad swearing. How is that okay? Now imagine that was a vulnerable older person. Maybe your mum, maybe your granddad. You know, do you want a man like that knocking on their door trying to sell them a product? No, you don't. They are wrong. Oh, it's so bad. How they're allowed to do it. If I was to go round demanding money with menaces on doors, I'd get nicked for it, wouldn't I? But it's okay for them to give it all of that. It's wrong. But Dennis's big problem with this is that they're not protecting themselves. They're not wearing masks and everything. And if you have a look, I've got a few more videos. I'll put a playlist down there of all the goon videos. They're wearing their masks as chin nappies, right? It's a nightmare. Now, however you think about masks, that's not the debate here. If they're knocking on vulnerable older people's doors, you know, it's only the right thing to do is to wear it, isn't it? Or not knock on the door, which would be the best thing to do. But let's read on. It's too late for an older person to ask that the officer puts on a mask when they are already standing on the doorstep introducing themselves. It would be best if the BBC recognised the threats of transmitting the new variant to older people and suspended such visits until the peak has subsided. Failing that, however, the BBC must ensure that their operatives wear masks at all times when visiting older people, and like social care staff, be fully, a word I'm not going to say on YouTube. But yeah, I know many of you feel very passionately about masks one way or the other. That's not the debate here, is it? It's just if the older person in the home is scared of catching a new variant or whatever, it's only polite that you wear a mask when you're talking to them, right? No matter what side of the fence you think. Or don't stand on their doorstep. Don't go to their house. And there's so many videos of them, like I said, just wearing them as chin nappies, which is fine. You're outdoors, do whatever you like. It's not the debate here about the mask. It's just if the older person is scared of it, you've got to honour them. And you're the salesman, remember. You've got to please the people to get your sale. You know, it's pretty bad. But we need to stop these visits, full stop. You can't have them knocking on people's doors anymore. And don't forget that they are now fully trained to deal with people with dementia. They had an online training course, I believe it was, that lasted a couple of hours. And that has made them fully trained and fully qualified to deal with vulnerable people with dementia. And the good thing is, these salesmen that they aren't getting commission. Well, they do get commission actually, don't they? They get a lot of commission, 20 to 25 quid a sale. But that doesn't incentivise them to stitch up vulnerable people to get the sale, does it? Of course not. No, that would never happen, would it? They wouldn't be incentivised to do something they shouldn't do in order to get commission. Nah, it wouldn't happen. I seriously question the morality of BBC executives in continuing to pursue vulnerable older people, many with dementia in these dangerous times. Yeah, the vulnerable part really does sting. It does sting, and that's the bit that's getting you the headlines. But just normal older people, they shouldn't be knocking on anyone's door at all. They just shouldn't. It should not be allowed. It's the worst part of TV licensing, isn't it? The letters are easy to ignore, and if you don't want to pay it, you shouldn't have to pay it. They should tell you don't have to pay it. They shouldn't send someone to knock on your door to demand money with menaces. It's wrong, right? What has TV licensing got to say about this? A TV licensing spokesman said, "We have closely followed government..." Why has it got a dash in there? We've closely followed government guidance throughout the health crisis and will continue to do so. Our advisors get safety training, are equipped with PPE and must wear face coverings if invited indoors by a customer. Never, ever, ever invite them in. You know, health crisis, no health crisis, whatever. Never let them in. Even if you're playing a straight game like myself, where I genuinely don't need a TV license and I don't break the rules, I would never, ever let one into my house. There's loads of evidence of them stitching people up. Don't do it. And make sure, if you've got an elderly relative, to tell them if they get knocked on the door by one of these people, to close the door in their face, say no thank you politely, and try and get like a cheap CCTV camera. You can get IP cameras now on eBay and Amazon for like 20 quid. Just stick a memory card in it and it'll record whenever it notices movement by the door and it has sound and that. Get one. Get one to protect them, because these people are incentivized with commission. They want to earn their commission. They're going to do what they have to do it. There's many horror stories. There's many stories of them stitching people up. And there's going to be more horror stories now they're fully trained to deal with vulnerable older people, isn't it? It's a matter of time. Visits are ongoing, but they will pause over the Christmas period in line with our normal practice. It should pause them full stop. How nice of you to give us Christmas off, eh? Lovely. Thanks very much. If I have anything to do with it, I'm going to get your visit stopped and your licence fee cancelled, because it's just blooming wrong, isn't it? Ain't it wrong? But what do you think about all this? Do let me know in the comments below and we'll have a bit of a chat about it as always. While you're down there, don't forget I'll put the playlist of some Goon videos you can watch as well. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the button and other stuff YouTube people say at the end of all their videos. And I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.